one of the hot topics this week's been Alexander Madison having the 100-yard game. What's just impressed you most about whether it was him on or off the field?
Just how well he's really handled this process of really coming in and kind of being a veteran, really asked to really do a lot of things. Most of the time when you have a true freshman come in, it's usually special packages or special plays where you just kind of ask them to do, hey, look, you've had this play all week and these are your maybe 4 or 5 plays. But now he's ready to kind of roll in there and take over a series or finish a game just like he did. And I have complete confidence in him going in and playing in a game. So it's been fun to see, and it's kind of really, as far as my plan was for him, where this is kind of exactly where I really wanted him to be at this time of the season. And he's only going to continue to get better and learn and get more experience as we go. And he's handled it real well.
You talked about the maturity aspect, whether it was mentally, but also physically too. He looks like he's not a freshman. How has that maturity aspect really benefited him?
Well, he's kind of a mature kid coming in, so it was just about figuring out exactly how do we do it. So for him just to come in, it's been a pleasure working with the kid. It really has, and just kind of help developing him to get where he needs to be. I mean, it was funny, we were talking about academics the other day, and it was funny. I said, well, you have straight A's, right? Because that's kind of the standard really for him. And he's like, I got 1 B right now. And I'm like, well, that's not the standard right now, Alex, right? And he's like, I know, I'll get it up to an A. That's just kind of how he is, and he's just very serious about his business and everything that he does. So it's a good thing for us, a good thing for the Broncos.
You talked about where that maturity comes from, and I actually I talked to his mom today. Just it wasn't always easy for him growing up and stuff like that. And,
no.
And here he is being able to handle this. What's that been like, getting to know him and kind of getting to know his background and his family and stuff?
Well, getting a chance to really know his background. He is a kid who hasn't he's really had it a little bit tough, but his parents made it hard on him also too, as far as saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, is we're going to get A's in school. School's number 1. If you're going to go off for something, you're going to do it full tilt to the best of your ability, and you're going to be good at it. And we don't accept anything else. So just coming from his background and just seeing how hard both his parents work. I mean, they both work a couple jobs apiece. They kind of really like to kind of have their hands in just about everything, whether that's working at church or whatever job that they're doing at the time. I mean, it's pretty cool to see where, Alex gets his work ethic through his parents, which is a good thing.
And switching gears just a little bit, Jeremy, obviously, he was. We talked with him a lot before the season about just being a smarter player, whether that was the playbook better, not taking as many hits that were unnecessary. It seemed like that sort of thing is kind of evident out there. How have you noticed that?
Oh, well, shoot, it's kind of like the play call that he had a few weeks ago, where he told coach, was like, hey, this is what we want to run. And it's for him, it's every week. It was interesting. Today we're watching, obviously Hawaii. We're watching some of their defensive plays, and you just see him writing stuff down. Where before in the past, like, you might see him write maybe like a word, maybe something to help him, remember the play or remember what we're talking about. But you can see how much more his notes are a little bit more detailed, and just kind of everything he does. So it's just really his preparation. Him and Mario Yaku spend, a couple nights a week where they'll be up here sometimes as late as the coaches are. Sometimes even, they leave after I do, and obviously, they come, right around a certain time, and they were doing homework before. But there's kind of, for me, it's good to watch.
With in his ability to kind of, he's actually taken on, even you count touches, a little more this year even than last year, and he's been able to handle it really well. And even though you got Alex in the mix, he's still been able to.
Well, last year we had Kelsey.
Sure.
That was a big deal, and I know people have talked about the number of reps Jeremy's getting, but also I always say, well, sometimes you have no choice.
Right.
And whether you want to or not, it's just kind of the way it rolls. So, and now with having a good mixture with Alexander in there, it's taking some of the load off. Like, he didn't have as many touches in the last game as he normally had before in the past. But like I said, part of that's just, sometimes it's the flow of the game. Sometimes it's hard to mix guys in. Sometimes it's just, are you confident to put Alex in, because Alex is, he's the backup. He's the number 2 guy, and he's done a good job.
As the running backs coach to get 200-yard backs, and have you said before the game you were going to run the ball, and you did it. What did that performance mean to you as the running back coach, maybe selfishly?
Selfishly, well, to have 2 100-yard backs, it just speaks to our room. We always talk about being the standard and because I honestly feel our team, when we're at our best, it's because the running backs are performing, and not only that, but we're following our O-line and we're making sure that we're doing our job, because our team, like I said, is we are the standard. We're the light of this football team. We're the legs of this football team. And when we do our job, this team is rolling, and it's fun to see. So to have 2 100-yard backs, especially with a guy like Alex, who's just a true freshman, and to see that, to me, nothing's sweeter.
Do you try to temper expectations with him? Because I know obviously you guys have had
not at all.
Yeah, I would say you guys have had this crazy run of the guys who's been the backup,
No.
being then ready to hit the ground running whenever his time comes.
No, and the nice part is if you look in our room now, we've kind of built a little more depth in our room, to be honest with you, and those guys are competing now. So, and I wouldn't just say it's his show even, one day after Jeremy leaves one day. It's really, hey, you know what, Jeremy, you better look out, because Alex is only going to continue to get better. So you better make sure when you go out on that football field, you better make sure that you perform too, because if you don't, we're going to put him in, and then it's the vice versa. It's just going to continue to roll. So for me, I love where my room, especially the direction that we're heading.
And then looking at Hawaii, what kind of stands out? You mentioned you guys just kind of look
playing them on the island. It's night and day.
Yeah.
As far as just, and as far as their football team goes, they have improved a lot. I know the last game they came off was not the performance that they wanted at all.
Tough team.
It was against a good football team, but at the end of the day, we know that they're going to give us their best shot, and every team is going to do that because we're Boise State, so everyone's going to compete against us.